Hey, what's up, cranks? Mike and Larry back here again. And tonight, we got to see one of the most anticipated movies of all year. Hell, actually, of all time, probably. I'm sure you're all guessing it by now. Avengers Endgame. Stars Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, we got Thor, we got Chris Hemsworth, lots of Chris's in this movie.
Mark Ruffalo, Tom Holland.
There's too many to mention. Directed by the Russo brothers, this film is the epic conclusion to 21, and this is now 22 films. Go ahead and give them a brief outline, no spoilers, of what this is about. Basically, we catch up with the Avengers, again, after the decimation, and they are just heartbroken. They don't know what to do, except for one thing, and that's what the Avengers do. That's a symbol once again, and go kick some Thanos ass. And man, I thought it was freaking amazing. I don't know about you, man, but I'm just it's like shell-shocked.
It is like shell-shocked because we saw something pretty epic. I mean, I was surprised. I mean, I very rarely get excited like a kid, but sometimes we actually get to enjoy something that's so amazing. That
made me feel like a kid. Star Wars again.
It was like the best of all worlds. I mean, it was the best. Like we had talked about in the pre-shoot, we wanted it to be something epic like The Matrix or Fury Road or any of that, and it was. It managed to be all of that. It gave 100%, and I'm not lying. I mean, it's 100% what you're asking for. And
everything I asked for when we did our pre-review.
Yeah.
Everything I asked for, I got. There were some things I didn't even say in that I was thinking, and I got, like with Captin America. Oh God.
You know how I know it was excellent? Is the fact that it's 2:30 a.m. Central Standard, and I don't feel tired.
No, and we just watched a 3-hour movie.
And that is no joke. That it's hard to put into words like how you feel when you see this if you've watched all the other ones and you enjoyed them. This will be the best culmination of all of them put together. It's the action you want, it's the love and the emotions, and it is the heartbreak, and it is everything all in one that you wanted.
I'm just gonna say it, man. That was the longest, best movie I've ever seen in my life. It did not feel like 3 hours.
The best part is too, because like you said, it spent a lot of time, and some people it might be a little long, but it spent a lot of time delving deep into the pain and suffering that they went through. Having everybody wiped out at the end of the last one, they didn't just brush over that like, oh, it happened and now we're okay.
They give you a little more to that whole story. Some people who weren't in the last film start out in this film, and they give you what happened to them, and it's heartbreaking.
And it's not just the main people you expect. They deep dive. I mean, you get to find out what happened to Hawkeye. You get to find out the families that were destroyed by this mega event that affected the entire universe. It's great because that whole feeling of hopelessness and loss and everything else builds throughout the whole
movie.
And
maybe we should talk a little bit why. Why do we feel this way about this movie? And I'm going to tell you why. It's these actors. I don't know how they did it or how they found all these guys. Some of these guys were unknown before this. And they put together one of the best casts with some of the best chemistry that I have ever seen on the big screen.
Yeah, even down to the small characters.
Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye, and even Don Cheadle. You know what? It wouldn't be the same without them. Think about it.
And they had bigger roles.
Don Cheadle, at one time, was Terrence Howard.
Yeah.
And imagine if Edward Norton was in this. It just wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same. All these guys now, if you think about it, though, they're all household names.
Yeah.
And this isn't, the Avengers to me, this isn't a movie.
Yeah.
This is like a spectacle. It's like an Elton John concert.
Yeah.
It's something you're only going to get one time, and then it's over.
And what's nice is you feel like everyone has a part to play in this. And it all comes around full circle, and you don't feel like some people are skipped. To me, it's like a book, and we made it to the best of the last. It'd be like finishing all the Harry Potter books or something.
I mean, just think about it.
We're at the very end, you know.
Yeah, just think about it too. There's actually people out there that paid $15,000
Yeah.
to go see this movie.
In Jersey.
Do you think they were heartbroken?
No.
Do you think they were upset? I don't think
I
they
would
were.
have been. My wife would have murdered me.
I'm sure they had a lot of money though, so it doesn't matter.
We don't want to spoil anything or give away any parts of the movie or anything about the characters because this movie's so important to see as a film and as entertainment. It's not worth it to spoil it.
I think we can talk about some of the characters.
Yeah.
But maybe not so much
what they
in
did.
light of what happens here.
Right.
But you gotta think, though, at the beginning of the Avengers, Captain America, I liked the first Captain America movie. I liked all of them. But I never thought he was gonna quite reach that Iron Man
peak.
level.
Yeah.
But somehow, I don't know how he did it, but I walk out now going, man, which one do I like better?
It's hard.
Iron Man or Captain America?
It's hard. There's so many that you want to say were your favorite. I would have to nail it down to a couple. Honestly, the reason why Tony Stark's the best, Tony Stark probably was my favorite because of the way he progressed. I mean, when he started off this series, he was cocky. He was an asshole. He was a womanizer, mostly. He only cared really about himself, and he has really progressed throughout every movie and gotten more and more of a better, like, I guess you could say his conscience has gotten the better of him. But this movie is the peak of how he's transformed. And he became the Iron Man that
we all wanted him to be.
Yeah. And the acting was pretty much flawless. I felt like he was Tony Stark, Iron Man. And some of the other characters make appearances. We can't say what characters or when. We can say that Rocket was fantastic.
Well, we can say a few characters, the ones that actually
appear in the trailer.
Yeah. We got Captain Marvel.
Yep.
Like you said, Rocket, Hulk. I still love the Hulk. I love what they did
Hulk
with him.
was oh, I wish I could talk about it.
Oh, I know.
The Hulk was fantastic.
You got to go see it just for the Hulk alone.
Yeah.
Hulk and Thor. That was
Those two. That was your comedy relief.
Them two were great.
They were fantastic together.
And Captain America.
And Cap was the most.
Tony
him and
Stark.
Iron Man were shared the emotional scenes.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was nice to see them two
Chris Evans
coming back
really
together
got
and
good.
back on screen together.
Yep.
Mending the relationship.
You trust me? I do.
And Renner, he had a huge part in this.
Yeah, he actually is big. And something happens.
Yeah.
We won't say. And with
You're
him,
really rooting for him. Let me
and
put
it's
it
just
that
like,
way. When you see what happens, it's devastating, and you see what happens to him.
Yeah.
It's you feel it, and it's one of those moments, right the first part of the movie that'll hit you right in the face. And
well,
I
that
love
and even later on in the movie,
yeah,
there's something else that happens that.
there's so much loss and so much
Yep.
everything that it really ties all together. Though you can't have a movie that's just winning, and you got to have something to ground it with the loss and the pain, and it equaled out in this.
Yep.
Man, it was great.
And you can't even say it was pain because you felt like at the end
They suffered through it and
they
made
got
it.
vindicated.
Yep. And there are going to be so many surprises and so many twists
Oh.
because the fan service is heavy with this one.
That last twist.
There's a lot of things you're not expecting. There's a lot of twists. You're not even going to know what's going to happen.
So let's talk a little bit, like I said, about not what happens, but
Right.
what we think. What do you think about Captain America? What happened with him?
I thought it was perfect. I
thought-
thought the ending of the movie with him and
Not
the
just any
resolution, it was perfect.
But during the battle, oh my God, I was just like,
Yeah.
Yes!
We got to talk about that.
I mean, they really did give the fans what they wanted.
What do you think about the battle scenes, especially the third act?
Oh my God, they're epic. I mean, freaking epic. That's the only word I can think for. Awesome, epic,
It's
spectacular.
hard to explain it. It's like watching us.
I get
Oh,
the hairs
Yeah.
on the back of my neck were like rising. That's what was happening.
remember in Rogue One, the massive space battle
Yes.
that was just a gift from heaven for anyone that's a Star Wars fan. And I don't even know if we can show a clip of that without getting striked. But that space battle was something that everybody was wanting to see in their lifetime, but you didn't expect it. It just came out of nowhere. And that's what they did with this. This ground battle and space battles in this thing were insane. Like, holy crap, I couldn't even, my heart was racing. I know yours was
Like I
too.
said, the hair on the back of my neck was standing up.
I mean, it was absolutely incredible. I implore people to see this.
3 hours. You know what the worst thing is about a 3-hour movie?
Yeah.
You have to go pee a lot, man.
Oh, God.
I swear I didn't want to get up at one time. I just wanted to hold it because you're afraid you're going to miss something. But man.
I love how the fact that trailers didn't spoil anything either.
Yeah, you know, they really kept it bare
I had
minimum.
no
of the
idea
trailers.
that would be the very beginning of the movie only. The trailers really didn't spoil anything, and that's amazing. These
But you
guys, the Russo brothers, deserve a freaking Oscar for this. I mean, this has to be one of the
this should
best
be the
movies
first. This should be the first comic book movie
to ever
to get a damn Oscar.
Yeah, I absolutely.
At least for the
100%.
effects alone.
It'll be sound effects. The music score was incredible. Silvestri, like we said in the pre-review, has done things like Predator. He's done so many. Delta Force, Back to the Future, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Back to the Future 2, The Abyss, number 3, Predator, Forrest Gump, Eraser. He's done all of those. This
I
man
love
is
Predator.
a genius.
I love Predator music. It's just something about it.
And you wait till you hear this movie. It's incredible.
It puts you right there.
When the combat starts and the music starts up, it's absolutely intense. And there are things you're going to see that are just fascinating. I mean, I was fascinated. I'm
like I
see
said,
it multiple
I'm
times.
still fascinated, and I'm going to be fascinated for years what Captain America did.
Talk about that. How about Brie?
Brie, well, let's talk about her, because I am so happy, because it's something I talked about in my pre-review.
Yeah. We were both.
I really did not want a character just brought in 6 weeks ago and a year ago to basically come in and
change everything.
be the savior, and they played her just right.
Right.
They even worked a scene in there that let you know what's coming, and they did it good enough that I'm kind of excited about it now.
And yeah, do you know what moment that felt like? There's a moment in this movie, and it's not a spoiler because no one has a clue. Remember in the two towers of Lord of the Rings when Gandalf appears on the hillside and he's got his staff and he raises it up and the sun comes beaming down?
This movie is like 3 hours of Gandalf raising his staff.
She comes in and she fills her role perfectly. Yeah. I was worried. I thought she was going to be a big problem.
I gotta say,
she was great.
I love the new haircut.
Yeah, the haircut was great. Her look was fantastic. But that whole weird cockiness and quips and all the junk from the other movie are all gone. She's serious. She takes the role seriously and how lives are in her hands. And she shows vulnerability that I didn't expect.
Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
Freaking.
The purple monster.
Great job.
Yeah.
Kudos to you. And he did it so well.
You start feeling sad for him.
Yes, you feel sad for him.
And then you feel angry at him.
Angry, then sad, then angry, then something happens, and then at the end, you almost feel kind of
And it's not
bad.
what you think is going to happen. It's going to blow you away.
So what do you think about that, though? What they do with Thanos at the beginning,
incredible,
compared to what they do at the end. It's just like,
I didn't see it coming.
Oh, I didn't see it coming either.
I did not see that coming.
I'm like, oh,
yeah. But he was like a different person.
He was.
The end of the other movie changed him. And that's what you got to experience, is a different Thanos than what... I mean, he's not in the main character of this movie. Like the last movie, I said to myself, and if I had reviews at the time, I would have said the same thing. Thanos was the main character.
Yeah, it was all about getting to know Thanos.
Yeah. He was the main character. He was the destroyer. He was everything. The plot device, he was all of it. Was around him. Yep. This, don't expect that. He's still a major part of the movie.
No, very, very much so.
But it's not centered around him anymore. He's sort of like a part of the movie, like a character in it.
Him and Darth Vader, which one do you go with?
Yeah.
Best villain ever.
I would have never in my life imagined I'd think of him as one of the greatest villains.
Like I said, I got what I wanted. This movie centers around the big three. Tony, Steve Rogers, and Thor.
I can't come up with anything negative.
I can't either. I mean...
There is... Oh, I know one. There is a little shaky cam. And when you're wearing 3D glasses like we were, because we went to 3D, the shaky cam in the 3D was a little jarring. if you have
really-
trouble
I know
with motion,
you're very sensitive. To
I'm
shaky
very
cam.
sensitive. The motion on a few fight scenes was so intense that I had to look away, and that's all you need to do. Just look away, and you'll be fine.
Now, for me, I didn't feel any problem with shaky cam. There are some really quick cuts back and
Lots.
forth,
Yeah.
which can do it to you too.
That was jarring too.
And we did see it in 3D. I would say either way. You could probably see this in 3D or not
Either
3D,
way.
whatever you prefer.
If you can't see it in IMAX, they shot this whole movie just like the first one in a special version of IMAX. It's like 1.9
That's
by
all they shot it
1.
in.
It's incredible.
Yep.
I knew how to
This
direct
movie-
it. I knew how to put it all together.
The tone of this movie, everything is absolutely perfection.
Christopher Markus and Stephen McFeely, they did a perfect screenplay. The pacing was just, mwah, it was butter. I mean, it was. You weren't bored. The drive towards the main part of the movie was a little long, but they constantly kept you learning, and it was a show, not tell. And the ending, if I was going to say anything, it's everything you could hope for, and it resolves a lot.
They gave these characters
A send-off.
the out
Yeah.
that they needed. Their send-off was exceptional.
And it was not just the ones that made
Exactly what I dreamed in my head for
Yeah.
for the last 6-7 months. I was like, I want this, got it. I want this,
it. Yep.
got it. I want this, got it.
The great part is it wasn't just the ones that made it that you saw a resolution of. They also focused on all the people that didn't.
Another character we need to talk about. Oh God, Thor. Thor, what happened to you?
I love it.
I love it too. It was great. He gets up and I'm like, oh my God,
Thor.
is that me from behind?
Thor is having a midlife crisis in this movie,
God.
and it's epic. I mean, it is. It's actually kind of funny. He takes the first movie, the Lost, the Infinity War thing, to a whole
yeah.
new level, and I was totally shocked.
But it was great because it adds so much comic relief.
Yeah,
Him and
I
Rocket
know.
Raccoon.
Who'd have thought he would be part of the comic relief?
Yeah.
I didn't expect that. The raccoon Rocket was actually less comic relief this time,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
was good. And we should talk about the humor too. There's scenes that like you'll laugh out loud about. There's a few little things that didn't hit right. There's a few jokes that didn't make it, but most of the movie. There was some
I
laugh
laughed
out
out
loud
loud.
moments.
Yeah,
I
I
did
laughed
it
out loud.
2 or 3 times in an empty theater. So
And that was weird because I was expecting it to be packed.
We got to see
We got
this
there an
empty.
hour early.
Yep.
And literally there was like
nobody.
10 people in there.
I think it was a sign.
Yep. It was a sign that we got to see it with only 10 other people.
Yep.
We got to experience it.
We got gifted a wonderful thing.
Yes.
No crying babies.
My
or
sister
screaming people.
had went earlier and she's like, the whole theater's packed.
Yeah,
The
we were
whole-
worried.
Everything. You can't get food. And I'm like, oh man, we're gonna have to get there early.
This deserves its 96% or whatever it's still running
Oh
at.
my God, to me that's low. What would you score it?
This would be probably my highest review score I've ever given yet on the show. This would be an A+.
I would give this 100% A+ any day.
Yep.
Any day.
I think I scored in my head Infinity War as an A.
Yeah, to me that was like an A-, probably like a 92.
I think that's right. It was, to me it was about an A, but this right here surpassed that. So I'd say this was an A+. It's probably one of the best sci-fi fantasy movies that there is.
Yes.
It's one of the best. I thought Infinity War would never be beaten. I thought the first Infinity War movie was going to be the best because it was the first, and it was crazy and unexpected, and what happened in the end, no one saw coming. It was way different than most movies. But this somehow pulled it off. I mean, I was really impressed with how they managed to make it. I don't know. I would say it's better than Infinity War.
Yeah, this is better than Infinity War. I don't know, man. Infinity War is so good. But yeah, this is better. This has got it.
When I left, I felt
Because, I mean, when a movie...
excited, happy,
sad.
everything all in one, and sad, and I didn't quite feel that way with Infinity War. I felt like I felt miserable afterwards, kind of like a loss, to whereas this I had more emotions and happiness and everything. It was great, and they
Oh
left
my
it
God.
open. This isn't the end.
This is not the end. They're definitely taking this to another
Whole new
area.
level.
And some of the people
They did the torch passing.
did the torch passing.
Yep.
and there's still a couple things that aren't tied up.
I think everyone needs to go see this and just experience it. Can you take your kids? Let's talk about that. That's going to be a big question.
If your kids saw Infinity War, they can definitely see
Absolutely.
Because this, you know, what happened in Infinity War was way more detrimental.
Yeah, that was way harder on kids probably. This very limited use of foul language. Almost zero hardcore violence. There was one scene that was a little hardcore in the very beginning with Thanos. The rest was pretty tame as far as graphic violence.
This guy's got to wake up in 2 hours, so we're going to cut this one here. I think maybe we may come in and do a spoiler review one day, maybe a couple days from now.
I'd love to talk about this.
Yeah, because I feel like this needs something a little more in depth. Yeah, give it maybe like a month.
In a month, we'll bring this up again.
Let everybody
and have a whole
see it,
video on it.
and we'll do a spoiler review for you. But man, so
highly recommend it. I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, I recommend it. If you're not thinking about going out and see it, change your mind.
Yeah, don't wait.
It had the greatest setup of any movie, of any franchise ever. You know, 22 movies.
Yep.
You don't get anything like that. I think that's about all we got, guys. So we're gonna get out of here. But until next time, don't forget, subscribe, like, comment. Check us out on Facebook. We got an Instagram now, also Twitter.
In 1 week, we got 250 members on Facebook, and thank you
really
everybody for doing that, because that just warms my cold, dead heart. I love talking with everybody. I've been getting messages from people. Thank you. Feel free to talk to either one of us. You can talk to any one of us at any time. Just feel free, message us. We love it. So,
But I think that's about it. Until next time, guys. See ya.
Peace.